Okay, welcome to another video. This video I'm going to show you how to do the final copy formatting for your Writing Project 2 assignment. And I mentioned this in class, but again, if you don't want to listen to my voice for the next 10 to 12 minutes, feel free to mute it. Do whatever you need to do in order to get your formatting of your paper done correctly. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go into Google. And I'm going to go ahead and log into my Google account using my Columbus State email address. And where is it? Okay, here you can see up there in the upper right-hand corner that it has my Google account using my Columbus State email address. So remember, again, you have to share all your drafts and final copies with me from your Columbus State email account through Google, not through a personal email account. And then let's see. Okay, I'm going to pull mine up. So this is what you should see on your screen. And during the Writing Project 1 final copy stuff, this is where people made mistakes. They went right into this draft folder and started editing and revising their draft copy. But then they just completely abandoned this Writing Project 1 final copy folder, which created problems. So I'm going to go ahead and go into my Writing Project 2 final copy folder. And there should not be a document there yet. So I need to create one. I'm going to hit New, Google Doc. So this is going to be my final copy document. So let's see. The first thing that I need to do is I need to name it my first name, enter. And then I want to change the format settings. So I need to be in Times New Roman. I need to be size 12. And for right now, my spacing, I'm just going to leave it as is until I get down into the actual contents of the paper. So the first thing that I need to do is add my last name and page number. So I'm going to go up here to Insert, Header and page number, select the first one on the left. Move the cursor in front of the one, type your last name with a space. And then remember, this does not automatically change font size and style. So I've got to select all of it and go back up and make sure that it's in Times New Roman size 12. And then click out of it. And then I want to hit enter. And then I need my header information. So your name, enter, space, my name, enter, space. This is English 1100. This is Writing Project 2, enter, space. And then the due date of the draft. So your due date is what? 15, what is that? Monday is the 15th, 16th, 17th. The 23rd, is that right? Wednesday night, next Wednesday night. Yes, that is the 23rd. So that would be 23 October 2019. Enter, space, enter, and then I need my title. So I need to come up here. And again, remember, for your title, it cannot be the title of the essay that you're writing about. That is plagiarism. You have to come up with your own title. So let's see, which one did I pick for the first draft? The bird essay. So maybe I want my title to be something like this. Whatever. Okay, enter. Then I need to come up here and go back to left align. Make sure you're always in left align. Some people I noticed were over here in their papers. They hit justify and everything moves to the right. You should always be in left align. Okay, so now this is the spot where your draft information comes in handy. So let's say you went into your draft document and you revised and edited stuff. This would be the place where you will want to copy and move things over to your final copy. So let's say I want to, let's say that I did edit and revise stuff on my draft. So I want to move that over to the final copy. So I'm going to go back to my folder. I'm going to go back to my I'm going to open up my Writing Project 2 draft folder. Okay, here's my draft. So I'm going to open that up. All right, so this was my draft. Okay, so let me see. I'm going to go ahead and select the actual content of my draft, whatever it is, whether I left it alone, whether I edited and revised it, whatever. And then I'm going to hit copy. And then I'm going to go to my final copy. And I'm going to hit Control V. And that should paste everything in there, right? So again, you have to share a brand new document with me for your final copy. You cannot share your draft copy with me again. The draft is done. That's something that I already looked at. It got graded. Now we're on to a final copy document. Okay, so you notice here it's single space because that was what our drafts are. They're single space. So I need to make this double spaced. So I'm going to select all of it. I'm going to come up here to line spacing and hit double. There you go. And what do you notice right away? Yes, it created these big gaps here between the paragraphs. So I need to have single spaces between my paragraphs, not double spaces. So I have to put my cursor there and scroll back up. I have to do that down here. Perfect. All right, so this was my draft, and then what? I've got a couple more paragraphs to do. So let's say I'm adding stuff in. I'm adding what? The last 3 paragraphs into my paper. All right, there's one. There's 2. All right, there's 3. And I know I did my header and page number right up here because it has my last name with a 2. All right, so there's my final copy. So what's next? Okay, my works cited page. So now you should have done a works cited on your draft. And if you move that over to your final copy, remember when you move something over, let's say you move your works cited citation page over to the final copy, but then you go back and add stuff in or write more in your final copy, it will shift everything down. So let's see. Let me go to my works cited page. Scroll down to the brand new page. All right, let's say this is my works cited page. Actually, this I probably should move down a line like that. I actually think that looks better than up here. Let's see. I don't know. I mean, that's a little close. I guess that's all right. Okay, so let's say this is my works cited page. Okay, I'm going to center it, put in my title, works cited. Remember, if we only have one citation, it does not get an S on the end of works. Enter. Then I need to go back here, and then I need to move over my citation. So again, your MLA citation is at the very end of whichever essay that you wrote about. And then for the final copy, your works cited citation should be double spaced. So here you can see it's double spaced. So I'm going to just go back here, and I need to make sure I have my hanging indent. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select all of this here. I'm going to come up to my ruler and I'm going to put my cursor on the blue triangle, and I'm going to move it over to 0.5. And then I'm going to put the cursor just on the top blue rectangle and move that back to 0. And there's my hanging indent. Now, let's say you put this onto your that you move this over to your final copy, but then you go back and add in more writing to your final copy. Let's say I add one paragraph, just for the sake of argument. Let's say I go in and add another paragraph. If I scroll down to my works cited page, what happened? You see that the works cited moved down. So that's why I say it's always best to do your works cited page at the very end when you are completely done with the actual contents of your paper. Because if I move it over from my draft over here first, and then I go back and edit things on here, revise things, add things in, it automatically moves all your writing down. So when I look at your final copy, I should not see your works cited page or your citation in the center of a page, at the bottom of a page. It should be at the top. So what I have to do is I have to physically put my cursor up here and move it back up like that. And students will forget to do that. They will go in and add stuff in and not realize that when you're adding stuff in, everything else is moving down on the page. So please make sure you check that before you submit it. Make sure your works cited page, that works cited is at the top, and that the citation is at the very top of the last page. All right, so what does a good final copy look like? So here, let's see, I pulled up Abby's paper here. So I'm going to go through and check it. Okay, good. She's got her last name with the page number up here. Okay, header information. Yes, my name, English 1100, Writing Project 2. The date that the final copy is due. And I noticed that is all single spaced. There's a single space between the date and the title. Her title is not the title of the essay. It looks like she also wrote on the bird essay. So good title. There's a single space between the title and the first line of her paper. Not a big gap. And then I notice her opening paragraph is indented here. And then if I scroll down, I see that the actual paper is double spaced. Here she's got her thesis statement highlighted in yellow. Okay, last name, page 2. Okay, that shows me she did her last name and page number right. Okay, this paragraph right here, no big gap between the paragraphs. It is correct. Scroll down, next paragraph. Okay, good. Single space between the end of this paragraph and the beginning of the next one. And if I keep scrolling down, I see that she does not have any big gaps between her paragraphs. All right, this looks like her conclusion here. I'm going to scroll down and check her works cited. And I noticed right away that it is done correctly. She's got the title in the right spot, and her citation is double spaced. Now on your draft, I just asked for it to be single spaced, but on the final copy, it's double spaced, and she does have the hanging indent done correctly. So that's perfect. That means that she did not make any errors on the formatting of the final copy. Perfect. So this is a good example. Hopefully it is helpful to you. But again, please make sure when you do your final copy that you move whatever is on your draft over to a brand new document. And then when I get ready to share this, I'm going to come up here and click share. And this should be second nature by now, typing in my email address, right? And I'm going to hit can edit, and there's my name, and then you click send. And then it should come through to me. And that is it. But yes, that was the big problem I saw with the first papers. Some of you just went in and edited your draft and then shared that with me again. And no, you should have a document in each folder. So this automatically saves. So if I click out of this here and I go back to my so that's my draft folder, right? So when I get done, I should look in my draft folder and see a draft. There's my draft document. And then when I open up my final copy folder, I should see my final copy document. Voila. So again, hopefully this is helpful to you. Please double check everything and make sure that you are doing the formatting stuff correctly. Again, there's really no excuse to lose points for the formatting stuff, especially when I showed you exactly how to do things and exactly what's expected for the final copy. All right.